I'm back.
Yeah. Welcome back.
I am so thankful for your prayers. So many people have said the exact same thing to me. I was just, every day, your name would come to mind. Well, it was so needed. I have two stories. One is for Keith and one is for Calvin. He asked me to share the last one. But the Sunday before I left, Keith came to me in the back and he said, Laura, you've been 3 times. Is it different? And I said, yes, it's very different this time. I have a feeling of an increase in the spiritual realm, both the good spiritual realm and the evil spiritual realm. I said, I'm not scared, I'm not physically scared, but I feel an increase in danger. So Keith prayed with me. Well, we got over there and several of us were feeling this increase in danger, and it was apparent. Evil is getting eviler. Anyways, the day, Valentine's Day, is the day we go on outreach, Tuesday. We were on our way on the bus, 50 women, on our way to the red light district, the biggest brothel area in the world, okay? We were almost there, like a block away, and Becky McDonald, the founder of Women at Risk, got a phone call from her brother and said, Becky, you need to turn the bus around. There has been a bombing in Bangkok today in another red light district, and the American Embassy is telling all whites, all Americans, to stay out of the tourist districts. Now, that's pretty gross that a red light district is a tourist district, but it is. So we turned around and left. That was what we were praying about. He kept us from danger. The Iranians are attacking us, whites. They hate us. They are, at the same time in Delhi, India, an American embassy, the ambassador's wife, an Iranian, threw a bomb in her car and she was injured. The Iranian in Bangkok lost his legs and a police officer was killed. So anyways, God kept us from danger in that instance. I was disappointed because I know this sounds really strange, but I do enjoy going into the red light district because you get to connect with people that are so wounded, so hurting, and so need just one little look of love. And so I was kind of disappointed, but I did realize that I would rather go in the red light district than ride an elephant. I don't ever want to do that again. So, yeah, I didn't like it. Anyways, on the way home, we think, oh, our job is finished, tie it up in a neat little package, and we were at the Bangkok airport. We had a 3-hour delay when we finally got on our plane. People's tempers, people, not us, but other people. They were very upset, and there was some grumbling and complaining and slamming and nasty and all that. Well, I sat down and I looked across the plane, and I saw this guy, and of course, we are all flesh. And I went, ew, I'm sure glad I don't have to sit next to him. And he was a big dude, he was older than me, long white hair, big bushy beard. He had on cut-off shorts, open sores on his legs. And he had a Harley-Davidson leather vest, no shirt. He did need a fashion makeover. However, I just went, ew. And then I looked and thought, oh, sorry, Vicky, my friend Vicky, sorry you got to sit next to Mr. Ew. So I forgot all about him, and now we're halfway over the ocean, and I need to stand up and stretch and go do my leg things, And so I go to the back of the plane. Guess who's at the back of the plane? Mr. Ew. And he immediately starts talking to me in his very colorful 4-letter words, and how he hated the 3-hour delay in Bangkok, and how it was a bunch of blah, 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 and how he knows this because he is a retired air traffic controller who Ronald Reagan fired, blank, 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 blank. Yes. And I just went, oh. And my friend had been standing next to me, and she said, I have to go sit down. She just couldn't handle the blank, 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 blank. So I just stood there, and I thought, well, okay, I'm here. I'm just going to stand here. So he says, what were you doing in Bangkok? And I took a minute and thought, well, I'm out of Thai airspace. And I thought, well, I'm just going to lay it out for him. I said, I was there on missions. Oh, you going to thump your Bible at me? And I went, I don't thump my Bible. And he goes, sure, we'll see about that. I thought, oh, challenge. I can handle your challenge. So he says, so what were you really doing in Thailand? I go, missions. Yeah, right. I go, what were you doing in Thailand? Oh, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. I said, I bet I would. He said, I come here about 6 times a year. I said, I bet you do. He said, you wouldn't go where I go. I bet I do. So he says, you going to thump your Bible at me? No. I said, my name's Laura. And he said, I'm Bob. I said, hi, Bob. You going to thump your Bible at me, missionary? I said, no. As a matter of fact, I think my Bible is packed and stowed away in the bottom. I can't even get to my Bible, so I'm not going to thump it. I'm just going to love you, Bob. Oh, yeah, he said, sure. So then he says, I'm a Mormon. I was born a Mormon, Salt Lake City, but not anymore. I'm an agnostic. I said, oh, okay, yeah. You going to thump your Bible at me? No, Bob. Don't got the Bible. Not going to thump it at you. I'm just going to love you. Yeah, sure. I don't believe in organized religion. I go, Bob, neither do I. And he just kind of looked at me and he goes, you know, I've been watching that Republican convention. Yeah. If I was a Republican right now, I'd be embarrassed. I said, Bob, I'm embarrassed. And he laughed and he goes, you're all right. And I go, I'm just going to love you, Bob. So then he says, what were you really doing in Thailand? I said, missions. So I told him about some of my other mission trips to Siberia and Latvia and all that, and he's engaged. So he said, well, where do you go? Do you just get off the plane and just go thumping your Bible? I don't thump the Bible, Bob. Let's get that straight right now. And he's smiling, you know, having a good time. And I said, well, I wasn't going to go to the P word yet. So I said, we go to the orphanages. Oh, there are so many kids out on the streets. I said, yeah, we went to this orphanage up in Chiang Mai. It was great and all that. I said, where do you go? Oh, you wouldn't know the place. I said, oh, really? Try me. Oh, well, you wouldn't know the place. I said, gee, is it down there near Pat Pong and Nana District? And he looked at me. I said, yeah, I've been there. Which bar do you go to? And he goes, the Cowboy. I said, oh, yeah, I know right that is. It's right there on the end. And he said, well, I said, I'm just going to love you, Bob. I'm just going to love you, Bob. So I started to walk away, and I turned back, and I said, I really hope you give God another try, Bob. I did. I said, and I really want to see you in heaven. And he said, I don't know how I'm going to get there. And I said, by faith. And I walked away. Later in the next, he said to me, man, I sure hope we get out of here quick. I gotta have at least 3 cigarettes before I get on my next plane. I said, oh, I got it way worse than you, Bob. He goes, you do? I go, yeah, I got to get 42 women to the bathroom.